Welcome back to the Drawing Board. I'm Alec Beane, and today we're taking a look at the Atlanta Falcons. For starters, I think the Falcons have the potential to be a playoff contending team. This is due to the fact they're in a very poor division. However, I think they can skyrocket if they make a few changes here and there. So for starters, we're going to look at the defense of the Falcons. Really not that great this year, bottom half of the league defense. I think that it's an interesting pick that they have. They have the 8th pick. I think that all the big storyline headliners are going to be gone. If they don't ultimately trade down in the draft, I think they take Dallas Turner, an edge rusher from Bama. I think he's going to bring explosiveness to that defense. He's going to bring quickness. He's going to be agile. He's going to make plays. He's going to play physical. He's going to play Alabama football. However, if they do trade down in the draft, I see them trading to the mid-first round, where they're going to pick up Kool-Aid McKinstry out of Bama as well, corner who can pretty much do anything. He was a borderline top 10 pick before the season started. I think he still is that top 10 caliber player, but he has fallen in mock drafts. Like I said last episode, I'm not going to bore you with going through every single draft pick. However, in the second round, this is a pretty important pick. I think they're going to pick up J.J. McCarthy out of Michigan, a proven winner. Although he didn't pass the ball as much in the college football playoff, I still think that he's one of the better game managers in this draft, as Cam Newton would say. I think he's miles ahead of Desmond Ridder, who's the current quarterback for the Falcons. And making this move could ultimately put them ahead in the NFC South. And in the later rounds, I see them taking some sort of receiver, like a Emeka Ogakba out of Ohio State, to complement Drake London in that receiving room. Now, going into free agency, the Falcons only have $25 million in cap space, and there's not much that you can do with that. However, we are going to re-sign Jeff Okudah for 2 years, $12 million. He was very below average in Detroit. He's kind of found his footing with Atlanta. He's very average, but he's a good role player to have on the team. Now, I think they use the rest of their $14 million in cap space on getting Kendall Fuller in free agency, a cornerback out of Washington. Do a little bit of it all. A very physical corner who was top 10 in solo tackles this season, finishing with 2 interceptions on the year. He's an overall very solid piece that could be added to that Falcons defense. And I believe that hiring former Rams defensive coordinator Raheem Morris as the head coach is a really good move for them. He held opponents in the bottom half of almost all categories and was a great defensive-minded coach, something that Falcons desperately needed after last year's abysmal defense. And although I wish they were able to pick up a big-time receiver, I think that J.J. McCarthy is the guy in Atlanta, and hopefully bring them over to that hump to be in the playoffs and ultimately make a run for it. So here's all the changes I made to the Falcons this episode. And that's another episode of Back to the Drawing Board from the UCTV studio. I'm Alec Beane, and I'll see you next time.